come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. Come in where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the long-timers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted. All of you can find a home here at Throop, where we go live the world from the heart of Pasadena and from the heart of our homes. Good morning to our friends joining us on live stream. Today in worship, we consider the rhythms we create in our lives and how these rhythms can offer us a sense of freedom. Next Sunday, I warmly invite all of you to be here at 11 a.m. because we have an extra special worship service. Ripley Ryan has been going through a coming of age program all year. Yes! And that's a program in Unitarian Universalism where people who are around the age of 13 or 14 spend that year thinking about their values and beliefs, what's really important to them. And it culminates in next week's service where Ripley will become an official member of our congregation and will also share her faith statement with us, her credo statement. It's going to be a really wonderful Sunday, and we'll have a reception after. Yeah. If you are new to Throop, we love to stay in touch. You can fill out an info card that you'll find in the pew back in front of you. You can hand it into an usher a little later in the worship service. And also, each Sunday before worship or during the welcoming each other moment, you're invited to light a candle of hope and healing for someone in your life that needs some extra prayers and healing energy. And you can also fill out one of the cards that we have. The candles are down here in front of the chancel. And if you do fill out one of the prayer cards, you have an option for that to be shared during the pastoral prayer. And each one of us is a light in the world, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with the flame from our candles of hope and witness. May our chalice flame inspire us to live authentic as our authentic selves, embracing all of who we are, listening to the song of our lives. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop is the unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into dismantling systems of supremacies and oppressions. We light a third candle symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts.
Our opening hymn is For All That Is Our Life. It's number 128 in the Great Hymnal. And I invite you all to rise and sing out as body and spirit allow, number 128.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift which we are called to use to build a common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks. For all that is our life,
take a moment, turn to your neighbor, and welcome them into worship.
Today too. I have those stickers still from Oregon. I still have stickers from when I was in Oregon to give to y'all, and I keep forgetting because like either one of us has like been gone each week together, so I'm like, I'm not gonna forget this time. Oh my gosh, yes, with the cougar? Yeah. I got her that for her birthday. For sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks, for all that is our life. For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise, for our life is a gift which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad.
An image we are using throughout this month in worship is the image of a butterfly. Many thanks to Jen for creating the beautiful butterflies at the back of the sanctuary. With butterflies making their appearance in worship this month, I have been taking special note of the ones I see flittering around my home garden. Who are these delightful beings that come to visit? Last Sunday, I mentioned that I made the acquaintance of a white cabbage butterfly. I know. And this most recent week, I paid special attention to the morning cloak. Morning, not like, hello, good morning, but morning as in grieving mourning. Yeah, thank you. They have dark brown wings with a bright yellow border and a row of blue dots along the edge. And I found out that they overwinter as adults, which means they emerge as one of the very first butterflies each spring. And then I also learned that apparently their larvae are gregarious. Now, I ask you, what in the world does that mean that they're gregarious, right? Please, if you find out, I want to know how they can be gregarious. And so this week, it's an invitation for you to live deliberately and to spend time noticing the butterflies in your path. What colors do you see? What do they land on the most often? Are there certain times of days that they're more active? And let's fill our hearts with the beauty of butterflies. And let's share our Throop promise to our planet that you'll find in the order of worship. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself.
Our responsive reading today is To Live Deliberately by Henry David Thoreau. The congregational response is, may we find love and freedom in what we are called to do. Can we try that once together? May we find love and freedom in what we are called to do. Why should we live in such a hurry and waste of life? We are determined to be starved before we are hungry. I wish to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life. May we find love and freedom in what we are called to do. I wish to learn what life has to teach, and not, when I come to die, discover that I have not lived. I do not wish to live what is not life. Living is so dear. Nor do I wish to practice resignation, unless it is quite necessary. May we find love and freedom in what we are called to do. I wish to live deep and suck all the marrow out of life. I want to cut a broad swath, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms. If it proves to be mean, then to get the whole and genuine meanness of it and publish its meanness to the world. Or if it is sublime, to know it by experience and to be able to give it a true account of it. May we find love and freedom in what we are called to do.
And today the Throop players bring us a story called How the Butterflies Came to Be.
One day, after Earthmaker shaped the world, our elder sister sat and watched the children play. She saw the joy and youthfulness they displayed. She saw the beauty as the people ground cornmeal. She smelled the fresh fragrance of the trees and the flowers. She heard the happy songs of the birds and saw the blue of the sky. These were wonderful things. But then elder sister realized that all of these things would change. These children would all grow old and weaken and die. The leaves would turn brown and fall from the trees, and the beautiful flowers that smelled so fresh would fade. Elder Sister's heart grew sad and troubled. As Elder Sister watched the people grind cornmeal, the wind made some fallen yellow leaves dance in the sunlight. She decided to do something which would capture some of these wonderful things which she saw. She decided that she must make something that would lift their hearts and spirits. So, she took out her bag of creation and began to gather some things together. She took some blue from the sky and some whiteness from the cornmeal. She gathered some spots of sunlight and the blackness of a beautiful child's hair. She took the yellow of the falling leaves and the green of the pine needles. She gathered the red, the purple, and the orange from the flowers. As she gathered these things, she put them into her bag. She called the children together and told them to open the bag, and there would be a surprise for them. So they opened the bag, and out flew beautiful butterflies. There was red and gold and black and yellow, blue and green and white. They looked like flowers dancing in the wind. They flew around all the gleeful children and lit on their heads. The hearts of the children and the adults soared. Never before had they seen such wonderful, happy things. Their beauty brightens the day of all people and brings out songs from their heart.
And each Sunday, our children have time together in their Kids Dig In program, time to discover the songs that are in their hearts. Thank you, Paula and Faith, for being with the youngest today, and we sing them into the program. Those words are in the order of worship.
For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. For you shall go out in joy, for you shall go out in joy, and come back in peace, and come back in peace. Blessed be.
Today's pondering is For Freedom by John O'Donohue. As a bird soars high in the free holding of the wind, clear of the certainty of the ground, opening the imagination of wings into the grace of emptiness to fulfill new voyagings, may your life awaken to the call of freedom. As the ocean absolves itself of the expectation of land, approaching only in the form of waves that fill and pleat and fall with such gradual elegance, as to make of the limit a threshold whose music echoes back along the give and strain of memory. Thus may your heart no patience that can draw infinity from limitation. As the embrace of the earth welcomes all that we call death, taking deep into itself the tight solitude of a seed, allowing it time to shed the grip of former form and give way to a deeper generosity that one day will send it forth, a tree into springtime. May all that holds you fall from its hungry ledge into the surge of your heart.
Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts freely flower. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts give me power. No scholar can map them, no hunter can trap them, no one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei. My thoughts are as free as wind or the ocean, and no one can see their form or their motion. No hunter can find them, no trap ever bind them. My lips may be still, but I think what I will. A glimmering fire, the darkness will brighten. My soaring desire, all troubles will lighten. No prison enfold me, its walls cannot hold me. No captive I'll be, for my spirit is free. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts freely flower. Die Gedanken sind frei, my thoughts give me power. No scholar can map them, no hunter can trap them, no one can deny. Die Gedanken sind frei, die Gedanken sind frei.
Thank you, Malcolm. This congregation is ours, and we support it through our gifts of time and talent and treasure. For those of you able to make a financial gift today, you can do that online. The ways to give online are in the order of worship. You can also give a gift here in the room. If you are a first-time visitor, we ask that you let the offering plate pass you by. The morning offering will now be gratefully received.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into to the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
In a spirit of deep gratitude, we lift up those supporting today's worship service. We thank Vahe, who's running live stream today. I'd like to thank Cynthia for being our greeter and usher, Taryn serving as lay reader, our Throop players for bringing butterflies into the sanctuary. I'd like to thank Tom, our coffee and conversation host, Paula and Faith with our children's program, and of course, Malcolm and choir for all of this beautiful music today, filling up our hearts, and Fillory for all of your administrative support. As we pause in recognition for all of the ways we support our Throop community life, say with me the words of gratitude that you'll find in the order of worship. With gratitude for the ministries of the church that hold us and embolden us to love the world, we bless our offering and the many gifts we share.
I am light, I am light. 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 I am not the pieces broken in. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I am light.
I am not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I've left behind. I am light. I am light.
I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I
With that sense of lightness moving through us, I invite you all to take a gentle breath in together and to exhale, and to gently close your eyes as we take another breath in together. And exhale. And in community, we hold a few moments of stillness together, focused on our breath, aware of our bodies, feeling the presence of others in the pew near us, in the sanctuary. And in this moment of stillness focused on our breath, we practice collective solitude, where in the stillness you sit without any input from your phone, the radio, the person next to you. For these few moments, you are with your thoughts. And I invite you to greet this moment of stillness with a sense of gratitude and appreciation. And we take a breath in together, offering thanks for the rare moment of collective stillness, breathing out a sense of peace and love. And for all that is our life, we give our thanks and praise. Amen.
I'm like one of those Japanese bowls that were made long ago. I have some cracks in me. They have been filled with gold. That's what they used back then when they had a bowl to mend. It did not hide the cracks, it made them shine instead. So now every old scar shows from every time I broke, and anyone's eyes can see I'm not what I used to be. But in a collector's mind, all of these jagged lines make me more beautiful and worth a higher price. You're like one of those Japanese bowls that were made long ago. You have some cracks in you, but they have been filled with gold. That's what they used back then when they had a bowl to mend. It doth not hide the cracks, it makes you shine instead. So now every old scar shows from every time you broke, and anyone's eyes can see you're not what you used to be. But in a collector's mind, all of these jagged lines make you more beautiful and worth a much higher price. You're like one of those Japanese bowls. You were made long ago. We have some cracks to see. See how they shine a gold.
There's an old television show called This Is Your Life. Are you all familiar with that? Yeah? No? So each episode traced a carefully curated retrospective of the featured guest's life, as experienced through the stories of their friends and family and colleagues. So the guest had no idea that this was about to happen. They were completely unsuspecting. They thought they were going to a different event. They would get lured to a work meeting or a restaurant date with someone or a party. And once they arrived at that location, they would get settled in. And then the TV show host would appear out of nowhere. He was so suave at this. Like these people were at an outdoor patio table somewhere and they were talking, and then all of a sudden this man in a suit turns around and says, "This is your life." Yeah, and they were greeted just like that. Amazement, laughter, tears sometimes. And then they'd go back to the TV studio, and the host held this big red book that had the letters, "This is your life," in silver. Have you all seen this show before? Yes. And then turning through the book, accompanied by the stories of loved ones who would come into the studio to tell the stories, the person's life would gradually unfold in front of the audience and really unfold in front of themselves. I'm not sure if my own memories are of the actual TV show or if I remember the parodies that were done of it on the Carol Burnett show on Sesame Street. Side note, I would just say I wouldn't recommend, to look at the old Carol Burnett ones because they didn't really travel well into 2025. But if at some point in the coming days, if you feel you need a little bit of something to lift your spirits, I do recommend searching for these on YouTube, the actual show, and watch just the first couple of minutes as the people are being surprised. And the one with Betty White is especially heartwarming. They're so sweet, though, these first moments, because there's a little bit of humbleness that is in each of these opening parts of the episodes, and this humbleness that must have come from knowing that they were going to hear the song of their lives through the voices of the people who loved them best. And I wonder if what they heard in those episodes, if it matched the story of themselves that they carried in their own heart. Reflecting on our lives, making meaning out of the flights of rhythm that make up our day-to-day existence is integral to our spiritual development. Setting aside intentional time for this is an important practice across religious traditions. We Unitarian Universalists often joke that we are a people of many, many, many books, and we are a people of many, many, many words. It's also a point of pride among some of us, I have to say. It brings up an image in my mind, though, of people who are moving through the world with the inside of their heads just like all jumbled up with words and ideas. And I wonder if it's so many words and ideas sometimes that it might dampen the songs that long to emerge out of us. But contemplating who we are and what we are called to do and the essence of how we live, it has also been an important part of our religious tradition as Unitarians and Universalists. One of our religious ancestors is quite well known for his writing and thinking on how we live deliberately, how to learn what life has to teach, and not when we come to die, discover that we have not lived. Do you know who that is I'm referring to? Someone's nodding her head. She's in seminary, so she better know. Anyone else? 19th century Unitarian, transcendentalist, stylish beard. Somebody in the back knows. Yeah, our friend that we heard from earlier today, Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau was raised and baptized in the First Parish Church, Unitarian, of Concord, Massachusetts, though he did formally renounce his membership in any institutional church, but mostly we still claim him as one of our own. We do. And for a long time, my understanding of Thoreau and the 2 years he spent living in a cabin that I guess he had made out of lumber he had felled right there on the edge of Walden Pond. For a long time, I actually thought that experiment of his was extremely self-focused. I mean, who among us is able to leave our responsibilities in the world behind and go live in a cabin for 2 years and 2 months? I mean, hello, some of us have families or partners or children, animals that are trying to sing with the choir on Sunday. We have houseplants. They need us. We can't go away for 2 years and 2 months. I thought, what a privileged luxury to go off the grid and follow your own dreamy pursuits. Sign me up. I'm headed to Walden Pond. But this spring, in my own dive into searching for elements of a deeper life for myself, one of the books I read used Thoreau's time in Walden Pond as an example of the approach more can actually be less. Meaning, always striving for more and bigger and better can leave us feeling hollow and stressed out and anxious, starved for more meaning, more time, more freedom. Walden is the book that came out of Thoreau's experience there, and the first chapter, which is over 80 pages in the edition I read, that first chapter lays out a new economic theory, one that pushed back against the dehumanizing aspects of the Industrial Revolution. In that chapter, he's advocating for people to prioritize an ordering of their lives that enables them to live more deliberately. Less focused on consumption that doesn't serve the basic needs we all share as humans. In that first chapter, Thoreau includes some expense tables that record the cost of his living expenses. Fascinating to look at today. Some of you are smiling. I think maybe you are familiar with those expense tables. So one of the tables shows that house cost $28.12.5. So specific. Food for 8 months was $8.72. Clothing for 8 months was $8.40. And with a few other items, his tally of basic living expenses for 8 months came to $61.9975. And so the point of all of these tables, the point was not to ensure that he didn't end up with a lot of expensive bank overdraft fees. No, he was calculating a precise figure to determine how much of his time would need to be sacrificed to support his minimalist lifestyle. His time, for him, had the greatest value. His time. Our time is our most precious resource. And Thoreau's New Economics, they build on this idea. He wrote, "The cost of a thing is the amount of what I will call life, which is required to be exchanged for it immediately or in the long run." If you were holding a red book that was emblazoned with the phrase, "This is your life," on the cover in silver lettering, which stories and highlights of your life would that book contain? It would surely contain chunky, sweetness, baby you at the very beginning. And then perhaps the teen and young adult you beginning to separate from parents or guardians, determining what it is in your life you'll set your heart to. And then you get to the pages that show the young professional or the skilled worker or the artist or the homemaker devoted to your craft. And then you turn the page and oh my goodness, there you are in midlife. Where did all the years go? Yeah. And then holding those final pages, your heart full of years and love and loss, thinking, this has been quite the life. And was I as present for it all as I wanted to be? And what about the actual rhythm of who you are? Is your day-to-day life filled with enough quality time that your heart song comes through loud and strong and clear? How is your calculation going of your own life cost? I worry so much that in the rush of today's world and the attention economy that thrives on our distraction and a culture that demands we hustle at all costs, I worry that it's getting harder and harder for us to notice, hear, and heed our life song, that we're diminishing our own cost of life. And I understand the pull to do more. I do. For some, it's hard to say no. We want to be there. We want to help others. For some of us, there's a constant underlying fear that unless we do more, earn more, that the fragile state of our existence will crumble. It's possible that those full calendars give us a sense that we are important and needed and noticed. A few years ago, someone in my professional circles shared their calendar online. It was on their organization's website. Anybody could click on that link and look and see how they scheduled the rhythm of their days. And I took a peek and I saw that for almost every single day of the week, every single time block was filled in with something. And my first reaction was, oh, I'm clearly not doing enough. I didn't know that I was supposed to fill every single time slot full. Oh my gosh. But then I thought about it a little bit more, and I wondered, how in the world is this person sustaining this pace? How are they doing it? How are they showing up for people? How are they showing up for themselves? How in the world did they have time to appreciate all the beautiful colors in the world? How would they be able to know the difference between a cabbage white butterfly and a morning cloak butterfly? Would they even slow down enough to see them coming across their path? And I wondered, what's the life cost of all those filled in time slots? And what's the life cost of your filled in time slots? In today's world where we experience so much brokenness and so much harm, maximizing your life cost is not just a spiritual necessity, but it is a moral imperative. It is a social justice imperative. Because it's your creativity, your presence, your conviction, all of that is needed to inspire others, to lift one another up, to serve as reminders that kindness, compassion, generosity, and friendship, these are the marks of a well-lived life. What we want to see reflected back to us when one day we review that big red book and look back through the pages. Friends, this is your life. It's not anybody else's. And may your life awaken to the call of its freedom and to the song of its heart. And we sing together our closing hymn, number 1059, in the Teal hymnal. May your life be as a song, and I invite you all to rise and sing out as body and spirit allow.
May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing circles in the night. May your life be as a song. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing songs in the night. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing songs in the night. May your life be as a song, resounding with the dawn, to sing awake the light and softly serenade the stars ever dancing
dancing circles in the night. And take the hand or elbow of someone near you, making our perfectly imperfect Throop circle of love and connection. And our chalice is extinguished. We carry its light with us, and with that light you take with you, I invite you to pay attention to the butterflies, pay attention to the song in your heart, and share it with others. I love you all. Go out and love the world. Amen, and blessed be.
Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, everyone has their goal. People have way dreams have sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. Why don't you see I don't want my life to be something more than long? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I have it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. And far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky.